Good morning and welcome to The Factor. It's Thursday, July 6th, and these are some of the top stories we'll be working on today. Kim, our old buddy Kim in North Korea has trouble keeping a missile up. Still threatens to fire more missiles. In a related story, Rush Limbaugh, there's no charges over his Viagra incident. There's a new fashion statement in the Gaza Strip. Seems a lot of kids are wearing U.S. Army military uniforms. Mexican still has a hanging Chad down in Mexico City. The two presidential nominees and presidential hopefuls both claim victory. Looks like the leftist party is going to win it. France beats up on Portugal. An Indian is scalped in India. You'll see a photo of that. Also, Emmy nominations came out. Nobody cares about that. And New York rules. The top court in New York rules against gay marriage. We also have a special report from USA Today about gays in the military. All this and much, much more on today's Factor. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. Seoul, South Korea, defiant North Korea on Thursday, threatened to test fire more missiles and warned of even stronger action if opponents of the tests put pressure on the country. Seems Japan wants the UN to put sanctions against it. Russia says calm down. Kim says I can still get it up. Apparently they fired the Long Tong Long Wong Wong missile, and that was aborted after a minute. Sounds like other things Kim has tried to do. But they got 4 or 5 more on the test pattern right now. The launch rockets are ready to rock, and the whole world's holding its breath. President Bush says apparently this is no big deal. We've done this before, and we can see that Kim's missiles don't go very far and can't get it up very high. Also, a related story, Rush Limbaugh talking about holding it up and keeping it strong. He gets to keep his Viagra, gets to stay out of jail, so he won't get to use the Viagra in jail, which is good, because we're a little worried about Rush. But they're dropping the charges because the Viagra was prescribed to his doctor, and the doctor... Dateline, Mexico City. Conservative candidate Felipe Calderon was leading the official vote count by razor's edge yesterday.
Really?
But the leftist rival said he would not accept the results and will take his demands to court. The Mexican Supreme Court is famous for its hanging chads. Andres Manuel López Almada said he refuses to be robbed of his victory and argued that his supporters gathered and recorded them in Mexico City, and that stirring fears that mobilization will happen and massive protests will naturally lead to violence. The Liberal Party is claiming victory. The Conservative Party is claiming victory. President Bush in America said, I actually hope Andres Manuel López Abaca doesn't win, because I can't say his name. We'll keep you further informed. Rafah, Gaza Strip. The Associated Foreign Press reports. Wearing a green Hamas headband, waving a Hamas flag, and singing Kala Hushtaf and chanting for Israel's demise, militants today have a prototypical look in Palestinian militants. His olive green shirt, however, tells a different story. It's a spot-on replica of those worn by U.S. soldiers in the U.S. military, replete with combat patches and unit designations.
Oh, really?
There's a committed Islamic activist in the movement that denounces the United States for supporting Israel and occupying Iraq. These people are wearing U.S. military uniforms as kind of a fashion statement in the Gaza Strip. There's a new fashion market in the area, these people have said. It's the show of force because U.S. Army is powerful. It's a strength of symbol and power. And if we got the shirt on, we might win. Because you know America can beat Israel. So if we wear their shirts, we're going to beat. These militants are nuts, obviously.
Really?
But that's okay. Very cool. Wear U.S. military uniforms. Here's a special from USA Today. The Pentagon to correct characterization of gays. The Defense Department will drop homosexuality from its 1996 list of mental disorders and change it to a practical effort. The Pentagon said homosexuality should not be characterized as a mental disorder.
Really?
The military discharged 726 servicemen last year under the Don't Tell, Don't Ask policy that allows gays and lesbians to serve only if they don't reveal their sexual orientation. Now, the American Psychiatric Association said that it declassified homosexuality as a mental disorder way back in 1973. Yet some people think they're gay. Some people think they're queer. Some people think they're just different and in comfortable shoes. It's a sad day for New York families, said plaintiff Kathy Burke of Schenectady, who is raising an 11-year-old son with her partner, Tanya. My family deserves the same protections as the boy next door. You two lesbians raising the little boy, it's going to be tough. New York's highest court ruled Thursday that gay marriage is not allowed under state law, rejecting arguments by same-sex couples who said the law violates their constitutional rights to raise their sons any way they want, even though they're gay and their son isn't even belong to them. George Pataki, the governor of New York, said, I told ya. We'll continue to cover this story. Yesterday, France beat Portugal in a big deal game in somewhere Germany. Also, the Emmy nominations are out this morning, but who cares? I don't watch TV, do you? It's all about us on YouTube, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on The Factor. We'll make another Factor tomorrow. We continue to go on. You know, the Emmy nominations are up today, and we weren't nominated at all. We're going to continue to make Factors for you, because if it's news to you, that's news to me. Have a great day.
Oh, really?
Ah!